Hi, I'm Mathilde.
And I'm Gonzalo. Come on in.
So I think one of the first things that we fell in love with when we saw this flat was this amazing view. We're both not from here, so there's almost like this constant realization that we're in this amazing city.
You get like council houses that were built in the 60s and 70s. You get like the traditional Victorian terrace house, and then on the background the high skyscrapers.
Most of our deepest conversation always on this balcony right here, because there's something so special about viewing London and contemplating on where you're at in your life right now, and how the city kind of is a background to that. This lamp is really special to me, not just because it's a very cool design piece, but this is actually the lamp that my family had in our family home around the dinner table. So in a way, I feel like this object has like all the conversations, and it's kind of like a witness of my family life. My father recently found it in storage, and I begged him if they could bring it over here. And we love to have kind of quirky objects around us, but there is also something special about having like an iconic design. So there's something about combining those two, which I find is our style.
We are both curators. We are in permanent contact with like lots of artists and designers. So something that we always love to do is like trying to find like these kind of jewels that sometimes they come from very well-known artists. This is a print from Richard Hamilton that he produced in the 80s, and we don't have a TV at home, so this is kind of like our printed TV.
Sometimes we have friends come here and stay with us in London. We ask them for a piece of work, like something that they want to give us, so we can remember that they stayed here, and it's almost like we collect as a time capsule as well to kind of remember that period or that year or what happened. Hygge is this concept, Scandinavian concept, that has also become very popular. It's a word that actually can't be translated into any other language than Scandinavian. But what it means is kind of a combination of coziness and also happiness. So it's more of a mood and a feeling. So it's very important that my home feels very warm and has this atmosphere of warmth. I like to have candles in every single room. That has been something that I've been teaching you a lot about, because in the beginning he was like, why do we have candles? He thought the whole place would burn down, but then
it's not a very Spanish thing to have candles at home.
I think it's coming from a very cold country and a very dark country. You have to make it warm and feel inviting and feel cozy.
Part of our work, she being a PhD researcher, me teaching at uni, it's about like reading. It's something that we are never tight about. We just want to buy more and more books and trying to create this imaginary of ideas, thinking, thoughts, images that are part of our life and the work that we are developing. We try to organize them by sections, so we have like the sex area, art area, architecture area, random area, climate change. Yeah, it's just like a little bit of like all our interests organized around a bookshelf. I think we are a couple that spend lots of time in bed. We really like working from bed. It's an opportunity for like being here with our laptops, sharing references, sharing ideas, sharing concepts, discussing. I've organized over the last few years quite a lot of talks, public talks around the bed. We invite different speakers that we just share ideas around like how they understand the concept of home and domesticity. and it's the perfect context because people feel like very comfortable. You remove all the protocols that you often have on a stage. People open up. It's a building designed by architect Denys Lasdun, very well-known architect who also designed the National Theatre. So it was the first social housing building that was listed, which is quite iconic. These flags were designed in the 50s, but still they look super contemporary, very adaptable. It was designed to encourage the relationship between neighbors, creating these pathways and corridors so people could interact and exchange. And we really feel that there is a very strong sense of community here.
We both grew up in flats, but I've actually never known my neighbors until now.
Lots of them are working in the creative industry, so there are loads of architects, but also designers, writers, journalists.
But also a very diverse crowd, I would say.
Yeah.
Many different age groups,
Yeah.
different types of couples, there's families. It's a really, really special place to live.
Those were our 7 wonders.
Thank you for coming by.
The Modern House, selling thoughtfully designed homes across the UK.